All right, everyone, welcome back. Season 45 has started, and my favorite champ from last season, Cassie, was banned. So we're going Void. Starting off, node number one. Void is a global attacker. Also, if you're new to the channel, I have two accounts. We run them in the same battle group. I am boosted up for all the fights, but and we do sometimes, like this one, we do speed it up a little bit just so we can fit in all the fights, because we've got two full paths plus some mini action every single war. Yeah, so this is Void here is a global attacker against Mojo is a global defender, so we're basically going to take no damage. We do get clapped there for a second. I do make a little mistake, but that's okay. We get some adrenaline healing there at the end, and we finish off Mojo no problem. Now this next fight, this long shot, is something I would normally take with Cassie because she can shrink down and easy to get openings because of the masochism and vigorous assault. It's a horrible combination. I hate it. So as soon as I'm going to hit into him, immediately he's going to be unblockable. And the problem here is I do have an invulnerability boost on. The issue is that it's hard for me to get my knockdowns. Without getting the knockdowns in, I can't guarantee that if I get a buff and when I get like my dex buff here, there's a chance that if I attack in right like that he gets the unstoppable. So I have to go ahead, I throw a special one and I miss. So that's my problem here, is that every time I do get a dex, there is a chance that he goes unstoppable unless I can finally start knocking him down. And here we finally get it in, and now we have that slow on, so I could potentially hit into him without taking the, getting clapped by the unstoppable. It is a little confusing because I do put on a debuff on him. One of my intimidating debuffs looks like the slow, but it's not. So I just have to be careful here, and there again I go for the intercept, but I get clapped by the unstoppable in the corner. I get a nice little intercept out of it, throw another special one in order to get the slow back on, and down goes Longshot. So that was probably one of the more annoying fights I knew kind of going in, because I really liked how I was doing those ones with Cassie. Here in Section 2, we have Node 19, Void against Mephisto. Mephisto is not a global defender, so and Void is just an excellent counter to Mephisto in general. He's Incinerate immune, so you're not going to be taking any of the damage from his aura. The only thing is managing his aura. And of course, in this fight, and as sometimes when you want to petrify in order to help deal with the healing and everything, and it's going to be the last intimidating debuff, so we get the other 4 first before we actually get the petrify. So that happens a lot with Void. In the fights where you don't need it, you're going to get that petrify right off the bat, and the one you do need it, here it's our 5th and 6th intimidating debuff. So we just play it smart, play it slow, play it safe, and Void handles Mephisto. We just make sure we don't let him get to a special 3. But other than that, really, really clean fights with a Void. Also, if you've noticed, if you're returning to the channel, last season was kind of a bummer. 2 seasons ago, we finished in Masters. Then our battle group switched spots due to some, we'll call it alliance politics, which I'm not involved in. But we moved to another alliance that we found in time for last season, and it just was a disaster. And now we've joined a new alliance, God here, and we are hoping to help push again for a higher placement. I think we ended up in Platinum 3 last season, so hoping for anything above that is a win, really. So here, this is a fun fight. We got a buffet man-thing, and we've got Sandman here. Now, I'm not super proficient at playing Sandman yet. I have looked into him a bit more since doing this fight. But really what I wanted to do is, once I can get him in his buffed phase here, then I can go ahead and throw some big heavy attacks, and that's going to get me those heavy proficiencies. It's, oh, unstable. That's what it is. When I go unstable, when I get 20 of those blue charges by Sandman, which you get from like light and medium attacks, then you can go ahead and get them go. When he goes unstable, you want to get those big, heavy attacks in for some big extra damage. Plus, I can get all the petrifies from the special one, so I can manage Manthing's healing. And all I have to do is also remember to keep throwing heavies to get the slow on. And goodbye, Manthing. Next was a super fun fight. We got Viv Vision against this Power Snack Prowess Kitty Pride. I do make one small mistake, but here I can go ahead and I can phase through the parries and throw heavy attacks. If when she does get any prowess heavy attacks, will remove it. So here, no unblockable special there. That was no problem. And I go for the big special 2, which I've got. Look at the timing. I hit all 5 spots here, and there's like 18k and 14k on the last 2 hits of that special 2. Unfortunately, I did take a little bit of that special 1, so I get some extra incinerate damage there, but it's the one fight I have. Go into the special 1. Goodbye, Kitty. Not worried about that one at all. And that's all done there on the main account. Onto the second account, we're going path 3. We got node 3, Hulkling versus Nimrod here. These fights here are where you get special locked, but not power locked. So what I like to do on these ones is you build to special 2, back off and wait until the special lock is removed. And before you hit into them again, because if you hit into the block, it's okay. So you go unblockable into the special 2 through the block, and that's how you get your special off nicely. And here we're just going to finish off the fight there with a combo. Next is War Machine, and for whatever reason, I don't like fighting War Machine sometimes. I think I push him to a special 2, and he doesn't want to throw it for a little bit, and I end up getting clipped, but it's fine. And again, I apologize for anyone who does not like the sped up fights, but we have so many. We had 11 fights. Some of them took a little bit longer than I would have liked, so I kind of had to speed this up so the video doesn't get longer than 20 minutes. So we don't want that. So there's the special 2. We get it off. Now I don't want to go to special 3, but I end up going to special 3. So we throw it. I am boosted. I think I might even have a bit of a power, like the 150% power back boost on. So we'll be able to cycle right through to specials again. But again, these special lock nodes is really not a problem with Hulkling. We're just going to go ahead. There's an accidental striker. I love that, especially in war. You know, one of my favorites. There we get a special 2 off. And there I get clipped. I don't know what happened there. Sometimes the, probably on me. We'll blame it on the inputs, but it's most likely my fault there. But again, we're just going to back off, wait for the special lock to expire, drop another special 3 on him. And he's a little tanky, this War Machine, as a 7-star. A little tanky. But we do get him down, no problem. Just takes a little extra. Bait some more specials. There, get the unblockable through the block, so we get a nice little opening there. Throw a little striker action, and done. Next is node 21, CGR against Viv Vision. This one here it's just the glancing's annoying. Sloped armor and thorns. If you hit them, you're going to take bleed. So I needed a bleed immune, but then maybe. I figured class advantage, and maybe if I can get all 5 of my, judgments on, I could get rid of all the armor ups, and then I wouldn't have to deal with the glancing, but the glancing is just annoying the entire time. And if you notice that there, I do play, even though I play against, with Viv, I'm also good at evading her special 1. which I do a pretty good job of. Ideally, you want to stay above a bar of power against Viv, because if she throws a special one when you're below a bar of power, then it's going to be unblockable, and getting clipped is annoying. But CGR is also Incinerate immune, so I figure if I'm going to have to fight her, might as well fight her with an Incinerate immune champion. And this one, just because of the glancing, it just takes forever. Also, I think the CGR is only a rank 3. I think there I do get clipped. See, there it's annoying. But I did do a pretty good job the rest of the fight on it. So there, even though I did get clipped, I'm Incinerate immune, so I'm not taking a whole boatload of damage. And so that's not too bad. And then I think I end up going with like special ones between her. It's hard to gain power against her, so it is a little annoying. But it just took a while to get through it. But really, no problems at all here. Again, another special one, get some Incinerates on. And it's just a matter of, even though, probably if I would have had like my rank 4 from the other account, it would have gone faster. Maybe a champion that maybe could have dealt with the armor ups a bit better. But I was still happy with this as a whole. Like, it worked out just fine. It's a pretty tanky Viv, and there's some nice full dexes on her unblockable special one. So I felt pretty confident coming into this one. That shouldn't be an issue. I think we're pretty much countered for any of the annoying damage over time. Push her to special 2s if we can. And, yeah, get as much in as we can there. And it's almost done. And this is why we had to, speed up the fights here, because these ones took a while. Then we have Hulkling against Infamous Iron Man, also with static defense, immunity to shock, and enhanced shock there. So we're shock immune. That's why we're here. He only has the one armor up, so he doesn't have as much glancing and annoyingness as that Viv did. So here I can actually build to a special 2 and hit into the block, and I can always tell if the glancing is working or not, whether or not my counter goes down when I hit into the block. So here I'm going to go ahead. I'm at like 2 charges, so I can hit into the block. I can see that I went unblockable. Great. Throw that special 2. I got some power back on, so we're going to throw back-to-back special 2s. Got a crit in the middle there. His specials are pretty easy for me to evade as well, so that's not a problem. Again, nice little intercept into special 2. I think I was going to try and hit on the block, but I intercepted him instead, but that's fine. A nice little striker. He did get his regen, so just got to play around that. There, another special 2. Should have waited and hit into the block. Didn't really get any crits there. So here, bait out a heavy. I think here we do build to special 2. Now we're going to see if we can get him to turtle up again. Hit into the block. Full combo into unblockable special. That's how you do it. Goodbye, Infamous Iron Man. Next up is our highlight fight here. Angela versus Weapon X on Hazard Shift, Incinerate Poison. It's a SIG 200 Angela, so she's not going to take a lot of damage from Incinerates, Poisons, and if I do get hit, which I do, I screw up at the beginning here. I go for the intercept as soon as that Unstoppable disappears, and I get clapped. And luckily, we're boosted up pretty big. I counter with the my special 1, and the issue that I'm going to end up having with this fight is that when he is in berserk mode, he is regenning like everything that I'm throwing at him, right? And it takes me a little while to realize that what I got to do is when he's not in berserk, I go crazy. Got to throw everything at him when he's not in berserk mode. And you can see here, then I get him down to like 70%. But what and here, all this hitting in is wasted time. What I need to do is I need to back up and get that red timer on the top right to go back down to 0. And then once it's back down, then I can go ahead and throw all my hits into him, throw all my specials, build up to maybe a special 2 or 3. And that's what I realize I've got to do, because he is just regenning everything. So at a certain point, I realize, okay, I just got to back up here and take a second, which again is hard to do when he's super aggressive. But I decide here, okay, I'm going to back up. I get clipped again, but this is now, okay, I throw a special just to get some spacing. Now he's down to like 8, 10. I really got to, and again, I don't think I necessarily fully realized this yet, but now, okay, now there's nothing. He's not in Berserk. Here's where I got to go ahead and get the hits in. Also, when I knock him down, because I'm a global attacker, I am putting a slow on so I can manage potentially his unstoppable. You can see he didn't get the unstoppable there because I still had a little bit of the slow on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up here. I get him to like 50%, but again, he's healing it all back. I got to back off here. We're down to almost less than 2 minutes to go. I realize I got to back off, and I make a slight mistake again. I should have waited. I did it at 4. I should have waited an extra second, though. I think the fight could have been done even faster. But again, I screw up, and I realize, he's still in Berserk. So I do a few more hits, but I gotta back off, let this Berserker rage, and we've got a minute and a half to go, and he's still at 70%. So here, that's fine. We've got ourselves a bunch of Furies on right now. We've got the extra buffs from the Striker, and here again, we've got him almost down to like 2%, but again, he's got the Berserker Rage, so I got to back off one more time. There's 50 seconds, got to keep my composure here. Back off. Now he's done. I can go ahead, get a nice little intercept in. Another back-to-back nice intercepts. Throw the special 2. I do my special 1, and the fight is over. So kept my composure, figured out what I needed to do, got the job done. Very happy with that fight. Last but not least is the Scared Stiff Power Focus 2 Bubble Shield Mangog, which had me also questioning whether or not I was going to get this one done, but Void came in clutch on this one. I stuck mainly with a lot of heavies. And my thought process afterwards is, one, if you don't do a full combo, he does not get his hatred charges in the top right. Okay, and I have to get hits in because, like all the time, because of the root. Also, I need to keep knocking him down to apply the slow so that if I get a buff, he does not go unstoppable. So all these things together meant for like, and I try to bait special 1s because a special 2, there I do trigger an unstoppable. That's annoying. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead, throw another heavy, keep the slow on. That is the goal here. Play it slow. And the problem is that, yes, the special 2 is not unblockable on this node, but because of the bubble shield, his special 2 has a lot of hits in it. And if you're up there on the bubble shield counter and you take a special 2 on the block, he is likely to hit you with most of it. There, unfortunately, my invul boost gets rocked there while I'm rooted, but you can see here we are managing his power and we get him down. Hope you enjoyed the war, guys. Deathless to start the season. Hopefully it continues. See you guys. Bye-bye.